One take, one shot. This is the SmackDown review where I do it immediately following the episode of SmackDown Raw or PLEs, and that way I can't be swayed by other influencers, YouTubers. You get my raw, visceral feelings, can't be swayed whatsoever, even if I regret them in the morning. So, I gotta say, this was I was surprised by this SmackDown. Literally surprised, because, like, two things happened that I did not think were gonna happen, and very, very interesting. First off, Sami Zayn, he lost this US title. I could not believe Sami lost, and the other thing was Cody Rhodes got interesting. I am not joking. I've been pretty hard on Cody Rhodes recently, and even in the beginning of the episode, I was like, oh God, Cody. Cody basically glossed over his loss to Seth Rollins, and it was just like, it didn't feel like there were going to be any ramifications, and then it happened. Cody freaked out at the end, and I loved it, all for it. I thought the major talking point was going to be Sami Zayn losing the U.S. title, but no, Cody swooped in and said, look at me, put the spotlight on me. So what do I talk about first? Do I talk about Cody being interesting or Sami losing the title? Or what about me losing the title? Let's talk me losing the title first. What do you mean, Chop? You losing the title? Yeah, I'm going to give away this title on my shoulder. If you want to win it, all you got to do is comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, ding, 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 notification. You can win said belt right here that's pointy and it hurts. Mwah, owie. All right, see, I wish I could edit out that owie, but nope, I cannot. Let me put the belt down. And we'll talk Sami in a second. We'll naturally get to Sami, but we'll talk Cody right now. Cody freaking Rhodes. He's interesting. I wasn't sure if that would ever happen again. I guess just one day in, 24 hours into ChatGPT writing SmackDown, and it's already better, I guess. All right, so that's the rumor, actually, that WWE is employing ChatGPT. I've got some ideas. Let's all go and flood the algorithm, the AI algorithm, with stuff like Obafemi as champion, Mello as U.S. champion. Let's do that, right? We'll like a Trojan horse our way into WWE creative by just feeding AI everything it should do. Let's get onto the show. So we'll talk Cody Rhodes. It starts, like I said, him just kind of saying like, oh, well, I lost, but, Seth has to get his house in order. I've got SmackDown, and tonight we've got a number one contendership match. Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre. And I'm like, oh, dude, come on. That's all you're going to say? You just freaking lost one of your only losses since coming back since WrestleMania 38, and you don't really say nothing? So at first I'm like, lame sauce, and then later he meets up with Jacob Fatu, and Jacob completely saying a lot of things. He talked really fast, and I do give him credit. He only spouted out one of his catchphrases, which is all right, whatever, and he spouts it out, and Cody just yeah, well, I hope so, because Jacob basically said, I'm going to come for your title. And I'm like, and then Jacob offers his hand. They do a hand clap or something, basically shaking hands. And I'm like, oh God, here we go. Cody just whatever. He doesn't care. But then he started caring. So, we have later, we'll go back and review the entire SmackDown, but we're going to just focus on the main segment, the thumbnail of this video. We have Jacob Fatu later, before his number one contenders match against Drew McIntyre for Cody's title. We run backstage, and there's Jacob Fatu. He's like something has fallen on top of him. He's all bloody, and there's teeth. Literally, his teeth are on the ground, and there's blood everywhere. And it's like, oh my God, they cut to commercial. We come back from commercial, and it's like, oh, Jacob is out. He can't wrestle. Now, word on the streets is that Jacob injured himself in a non-wrestling related injury, which is horrible timing if you think about it. I mean, there's never really good timing to get injured, but Jacob Fatu, he finally comes back. Seth Rollins is injured, and now Jacob is injured. All the plans are up in the air. So who knows what's going to happen? But what's going to happen tonight's main event? Drew McIntyre, his music hits as Nick Aldis is checking on Jacob, and Drew's like, well, looks like I won. He can't fight. Raise my hand, ref. Nick comes out. He's like, Drew, I think that was you. And Drew's like, I don't think it was me. It wasn't me. And then Cody comes out, throws his jacket down, not his normal suit and tie either, and he's like, Drew, the people want a match, we're doing it, and Cody is now crashing out. Cody didn't directly say, hey, I'm mad, because earlier in the night I said he glossed over it, but he did have like a facial expression about him that was kind of like upset. And so when he comes out tonight to confront Drew, he's definitely upset, the same facial expression, but now he's like bloodthirsty. He wants to beat someone up. And so he just gets in the ring. He's like, this is for the championship. And I'm like, wait, what? And they fight outside the ring for like a good like minute or two. And so I'm like, maybe the match isn't even going to start. But then they ring the bell. And it's like, are we doing this? And for a second, I'm not going to lie, I bought in. And I'm glad I did. That's what wrestling should. Wrestling should try to get us in. Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. Well, they pulled me back in. I got pulled back in. And I was like, would they do 2 shock title changes because Sami lost earlier? I mean, heck, Braun Breaker just took out Seth freaking Rollins, and now I'm like, are they going to... Is this going to be a hard reset on everything going into WrestleMania? And I started thinking that maybe Drew McIntyre was going to win, and I love that. And Cody Rhodes, major props, man, major props. I know I've got a lot of people hating me right now because I'm actually giving Cody Rhodes some compliments, but I don't care. I gotta say how I feel, and right now I'm feeling really good about Cody. Does that take away how boring his title reign has been up to this moment? No, it doesn't. But I'm saying right now it's good. We can't just complain. When something's good, let's call it out for what it is, and I thought that was good. Cody showing fire. Cody letting his actions speak louder than his words. He's not saying, I respect you, Drew. I respect how far you come, Drew. No, he's like, I'm gonna beat your butt. And they fight. He's in loafers doing Cody cutters. And when it's all said and done, this is the crazy part, Cody grabs the belt and literally just hits Drew. They're outside the ring. He just hits Drew, not caring if the ref sees it or not. And it's like disqualification. Cody Rhodes lost by disqualification. Normally, I'd be like, oh, cop out, lame, boring, this sucks. But no, it doesn't. Because you can't, not every situation applies to every situation. This was a unique circumstance in which Cody Rhodes intentionally getting himself disqualified is very unique and interesting because his character is crashing out. Does he not think he can beat Drew McIntyre? I don't know. And then he tries to fight him more. He tries to do a crossroads on the table, the announce table. The officials come out. They break him up. Cody Rhodes, he runs across the ring, gets on the turnbuckle, jumps onto Drew. They have to pull Drew back. Cody's yelling. He gets in the ring. He's like, come on, let's go. Let's freaking go. And I'm like, yeah, let's freaking go. This is the Cody that I like. And Drew, I love Drew. Awesome. Drew McIntyre once again proving himself just to be like an MVP, a low-key MVP of WWE. Just like Dominic Mysterio, I said this on my stream, Dominic Mysterio and Drew McIntyre, whoever fights them, they elevate. Freaking Dominic Mysterio was able to get Rusev, interesting, and Drew carried Jelly Roll to an actual good feud at SummerSlam, and now he got Cody Rhodes interesting. I have not been this interested in Cody Rhodes since the 50-yard line of the Georgia Dome when him and Roman were together. And before that was the press conference when Rock slapped him. So, this is great. Great job, Drew McIntyre. Great job, Cody Rhodes, leading into this crash out that you lost. I hope they do play into it, and he starts to next week. Next week, he actually talks about how insecure. Now, he's not going to say, I'm insecure, but we're going to start to hear it, start to feel it. And honestly, what if Cody turned heel tonight? There's a chance Cody turned heel. What if Cody was the guy who took out Jacob Fatu? There's no reason for Cody Rhodes to really be that mad about Jacob being taken out unless he did it. What if Cody took out Jacob Fatu backstage, and it wasn't Drew McIntyre, and maybe Cody just thought he had an easier chance? Who knows? I'm just throwing that out there. There's a possibility that Cody turned heel tonight because he definitely hit Drew with the title when he couldn't beat Drew, and that is a heel thing. Now, Drew is still a heel, so I don't know if we get a what if. I mean, the Solo and his MFTs were like roaming around also beating people up, so maybe he took out Jacob, or maybe it was Drew. Who knows? But like lots of possibilities here, and now I'm interested in Cody. All-time, well, not an all-time high, but back to being high. I was like, he didn't say anything about his loss really to Seth, and I was very disappointed, but by the end of the night, I saw that it had eaten at him. And I want to see more. I want to see more of this. He had his collar up, too, during the fight. This collar was up, so I'm going to call him Collar Up Cody Rhodes when he gets like this. And yeah, so very interesting stuff for Cody. I know I've lost 50 subscribers, because if I don't call Cody boring, then I must be a WWE shill. Actually, I don't even exist. I'm AI. No, I'm joking. I am joking. I am not AI. If I was, I'd have a banana as a face. I don't know what I'm saying right now. Wish I could cut all of that out, but I can't. One take, one shot. So that was the end of SmackDown. Very interesting stuff. Cody just crashing out, and I loved it. Let's rewind now to the beginning, and we'll make our way to the end. We still got to talk Sami Zayn and Ilja Dragunov. Oh my gosh, Ilja's back. So let me pull up my notes. Not really notes. My notes suck. This is literally my notes. Nick Aldis, number 1. Cody comes out dressed different. These are the types of notes that it's mostly memory, but these are like they oh shoot, where did that go? They like remind me of what happened. So in the beginning of the episode, after this, and they did do a promo recapping the Vision. I don't think they should have done that because they didn't talk about the Vision at all other than the recap. So if nothing was new there, they should have kept the Vision stuff on Raw. But regardless, this is after Cody basically says nothing in the beginning, and we see Ray Phoenix taking some he's like voguing, taking some pictures, and Solo Sikoa and the MFTs, no face paint, which I think they should always have face paint. They should eat breakfast with face paint. You want some bacon? Yeah, face paint on though. We have Solo then, and the MFTs come and say, he's like, I'll take my picture right now. Solo says that, and then Ray's like, it's you're not, you can wait, and Solo's like, I can wait, and then the MFTs proceed to beat him up. We then go to a Ric Flair, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss for Sol Ruca. It's a long match. Too long of a match. We have Monroe May from NXT. She's in the audience. She distracts Sol Ruca at one point, and that will allow Charlotte to hit Sol Ruca's leg, buckle her leg, and they will win with a figure 8. I don't think they should have pinned her. But I mean, they should have submitted her, but I think a pin would have been better. Whatever. It was decisive at least. There was distraction, but at least it wasn't a roll-up. We'll go with it. Could be better, could be worse. But Charlotte, Alexa, they win. Hopefully they hold it for the Kabuki Warriors to get it, because I would love to see Asuka Kairi win that title right there. Let's see, Monroe May, and Monroe May is feuding with Sol Ruca, wanting one of her 2 titles. That match was longer than it was like a 20 to 25 minute match. We need to cut some of these matches down. I've been saying it every time. I'm going to continue to say it, but cut 5 minutes off these long matches. We don't need to do that. Aleister Black cuts a backstage promo. Not a backstage promo, but a vignette. And it was good. It was good. And Zelina was there. And they say things like, I'm not the infection, just the mirror. I'm a necessary evil. And to me, that kind of sounded like Karrion Kross. They're definitely giving off Karrion Kross Scarlet vibes. And I don't know. I don't like that. But at the same time, I'm not hating on Aleister Black. I'm just like, man, couldn't we have done something with Karrion Kross? Like, that gimmick was already there, and he had already established he had turned to the Miz. He had turned the New Day, and I thank God for him turning the New Day because they're so amazing and awesome right now. But it's like, I'm gonna try to put that aside because I don't want to punish Priest. Not Priest. I don't want to punish Aleister Black. Did I say Aleister Black? It's Aleister Black. Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. I think I said that wrong, but Aleister Black and Zelina Vega, I don't want to punish them for them coming across kind of like Karrion Kross Scarlet, but I'm like, yeah, we should have just not fired those two or let their contracts expire. And, but yeah, so that was kind of cool. They've got character. Let's see where we go. I want to see evil Zelina. We then have Sami Zayn interrupts Miz and Nick Aldis, and Sammy's like, I gotta fight. And Nick is like, nah, man, the Sikoa, and the MFTs, they're everywhere. And Sammy's like, I'm not gonna get bullied around. I'm going out there. And Nick just lets him do it. So Sammy did push Nick around, but I think Nick allowed himself to be pushed around because he respected Sammy's guts. Because Nick doesn't usually let people talk to him that way. And the Miz is like, yeah, let me go. And he goes out there, and instantly, he's about to talk, and then instantly Mello attacks. And Mello attacked with such gusto. I loved it. Looks like Mello's a good guy now, and I'm okay with that. They weren't doing anything with him as a heel, but I do know he's better as a heel than as a face, based on his NXT days, but who knows? Maybe he surprises us, and I really did. It was cool. And what's best about this thing is the fact that Sammy's gonna lose, so now Miz can be really upset because he's like, you cost me my opportunity. I really hope, at the very least, Miz and Mello at Saturday's main event, but I really hope for at Survivor Series, because I would love for Mello to get a big paycheck because they keep him in catering so much. And he's good. He's awesome. And then we have Ilja Dragunov versus Sami Zayn. And I already told you Sami loses, but boy howdy, I didn't think he was going to lose. I did not. I was like, oh man, Ilja Dragunov just came back. How are we going to make this guy lose? I was like, I had already given up. I was like, best case scenario, Solo Sikoa interferes and it's a double DQ like last week. There was like, I think we're the only world in the multiverse where they booked Sami to lose. I think in Earth 7-3B, I think Sami won. I think in Earth 685, Sami won. I think in Earth 625, well, you get the point. Sami wins. We're the only one. So we're either in the right timeline or the dark timeline. I don't know. I'm thinking the right timeline because I love the fact that Ilja, out of nowhere, just won. This is such an instant boost to him. Like I've been saying lately, I want just new blood injected into scenes, into the U.S. title scene, the World Heavyweight title scenes, the main event scene. We don't need to wait 23 years. We didn't need to have Ilja Dragunov come back and have a 2-year story arc to a title. What if he fails, though? What if he fails? Okay, so he fails. Who gives a crap? If you fail, then take the belt off him. We'll know if he failed in like 2 months. So and then we can give it to someone else, someone deserving as well. Solo did come out and distract Sami, but he didn't distract him enough. Kind of like when Monroe May distracted Sol Ruca earlier. Not enough, even less so. Not enough that you can be like, yeah, he totally got robbed from his title, but like, it was something, though. It's a footnote. It's an asterisk. Now, the interesting thing is, I think Ilja Dragunov is a face. So if he's a face that won the U.S. title, wouldn't it be cool if he just continued the U.S. title open challenge? I understand if a heel doesn't want it, because the heel is like, no way, I'm not going to do that. But if a face wins from a face, like I would love if they continued the U.S. title, and this would allow Ilja Dragunov to kind of do what Sami did, and a lot of people, myself included, were really tired of Sami until this U.S. title reign. So this would be a good way to get Ilja Dragunov a lot of exposure. And some of you might not even know who Ilja Dragunov is. You're like, who is this freaking dude? I don't even see him in NXT, because he was the NXT champion before Trick Williams, and Trick was before Ethan Page, and then Trick, and then Trick, then Oba, and then now Ricky Saints. So it's been a minute since Ilja Dragunov was champion, and when he came to the main roster, he wasn't on for very long. And it was like he lasted like 3 or 4 months, didn't get any real good feuds going, so a lot of people might have forgotten who this dude was, and tonight, for him to just win, it's like, boom, I'm here, I'm back, I'm something. He's a lot bulkier than before, still skinny, a lot bulkier than before. He had a knee injury. Come At Meow said that because he had a knee injury, he was probably just bulking up his top, because you can't really wrestle, you can't really work out your bottom, and that makes a lot of sense, your legs and stuff. So, so Ilja Dragunov, he's the champion now. I really dig that. If he's a heel, then heel it up. If he's a face, I hope he continues the challenge. But that wasn't it, because once they were about to do a handshake, yay, but then the MFTs attacked, beat him up. Here comes Rey Fenix, and he instantly get beat up, so like that kind of looked bad for Rey Fenix. He probably should not have shown up, but then the Wyatts come. Now, this was the only bad part of this segment, because this was like near perfect. This was a near perfect segment, but then they have a stare down, and Solo just says, let's go. The reason why I don't like that is because they did that last week. This should have been the brawl. This should have been a brawl, but we did see Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy, on screen. Actually, it's no longer Uncle Howdy, it seems. It might not be. It just was Bo Dallas. And, but who knows if that. But they were calling him Bo Dallas and not Uncle Howdy. But yeah, I think we should have gotten into some fisticuffs on this situation, because last week it was just a stare down. So that wasn't like great, but whatever. It interrupted a handshake, so I was happy about that. I also forgot that Charlotte and Alexa Bliss extended a handshake also to Sol Ruca. So yay, we got respect. Another thing I didn't like, Tiffany literally said she had a backstage promo. I guess they don't trust her in the ring anymore with a live mic, but they're like, "What? How do you feel?" And Tiffany's like, "Not gonna lie, it kind of sucked that I lost, but oh well, I'm the champion still." Hated that. Again, I wanted to see some self-reflection and some doubt, something that made the champion feel hurt that they had lost to a fellow champion, that they were not the best champion. Who's Julia? Katana James, something like that. I forget her name, but Julia's manager started talking smack, and I guess they're gonna have a match next week. Is that it? We had New Day, not them. I wish them, but the DIY got into like kind of like a smack talk match with the Motor City Machine Guns. It's like the tag team division suddenly was all over the place again. I did think that it was funny, though. I did think that Tommaso Ciampa is super funny. He's super funny, like low-key. Keep an eye on him. He's the bald guy in DIY. He talks some smack. I can't remember what he said. He said something about, like, look at their faces when he was talking about Fraxium, and he's like, look at his face in particular. Like, and it's the guy with the mask, so that was, kind of funny. Motor City Machine Guns, they had a match with Los Garza. Sorry if I pronounced the name wrong. It was their 1-year anniversary. They were doing an interview about that, and at first it seemed like they were kind of being heels, but then Lorgaza came, and then they were definitely, you could see that their faces. So 1 year, from year to year, the Motor City Machine Guns beat them, and it was a good match, but I wasn't really invested in them, and the crowd didn't seem to be too invested either. And then after that, Jacob Fatu gets attacked and his teeth are everywhere. That was SmackDown. I had 8 yawns. And I don't know how many commercials, because I travel to Australia now for these shows. But what would I give it? How many chops would I give it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chops. I'm debating between 7 and 8. I'm going to give it 8 chops. Honestly, I'm going to give it 8 chops. I think the matches were too long, but the fact that Sami lost, that was out of nowhere. Out of freaking nowhere. I like that. I love that. And the fact that Cody became interesting tonight, and I was really, like, there was a part of me that thought that Cody might actually lose his title. That kind of unpredictability has not been present in WWE lately, and I've been talking really negative stuff about WWE for not doing that. So if they're going to do it, I got to reward them. You get an 8 chops out of 10. I really liked this. I really liked this episode. I'm not going to say I love you to SmackDown tonight, but I'm going to say, what are we? Like, if this was a relationship, I'm not going to drop the L-bomb, but I'm going to be like, what are we? And then SmackDown can be like, boyfriend, girlfriend? And I'm like, yeah, let's do that. God, so many things I wish I could cut. But yeah, I really, really liked this. I liked this SmackDown episode. I liked. There you go. I didn't love this episode, but I liked it. Almost loved it. Maybe I loved it. I don't know. I'm not going to tell it if I loved it or not. Don't drop the L-bomb right away. Stop your video now, Chop. Stop your video. Boys, girls, have a good day. See you for hot takes. Go leave a hot take. Bye.